Hi, I'm Jill Fleming, Registered Dietitian, and I'm here to get you started on your journey to release 25 pounds. So excited you're here. So, a little bit about me. I started my journey into becoming a dietitian back when I was 16 years old. I always watched the women in my life, my aunts, my mom, my grandma, like dieting, on a diet, off a diet, on a diet, off a diet. They're always talking nasty to themselves and beating themselves up. And I thought, I'm going to school to become a registered dietitian. I didn't know it was called that then. I wanted to figure out the real answer. Like, what was the science? Why were these beautiful women in my life not able to be successful? So I went to school, got my undergraduate degree, got my master's degree, and came out fresh out of college, quickly learned you can't teach your family how to make changes, but that's okay. There were a lot of other people I could help. So I started teaching weight loss classes at a small hospital. And initially, they wanted me to teach a program called Willpower. The administrator brought this big book to me and said, here's our weight loss program. Can you teach this? And I said, well, I really don't want to teach a program called Willpower because I don't think that's the problem. So started teaching weight loss classes, had really good success. But back then, 30 years ago, we really focused on the action steps. Like, what should you do? So the wellness triangle that I will introduce in this program is still tried and true, very important, but it was all about the action steps. So what we learned is that when we combine brain science, how the brain works, how your primitive brain wants to keep you same and stuck and making the same choices over and over, even if they're bad choices or bad habits. And I learned how to help my weight loss people overcome that. So I'm super excited to share that with you as well. And then fast forward several years, a couple decades, we were moving. So this is about 2 years ago. We were moving, decluttering, clearing stuff out, packing boxes, and I came across a blood pressure cuff. And I said, oh, blood pressure cuff. We should throw this in the Goodwill bin. So I checked my blood pressure. It was fine. My daughter checked her blood pressure. It was fine. Said to my husband, check your blood pressure. His was through the roof. It was like, I don't know, 170 over 110. And I was like, oh my goodness, like we definitely need to make a change here. So he went to the doctor, and of course, they started him on a blood pressure medication, then on another blood pressure medication. And then pretty soon they started him on metformin because he also had diabetes. So was pre-diabetes for a long time, and then he had diabetes. So what I came to realize is that we needed to do something to help my husband with his health crisis. Since heart disease is the number one cause of death for men and women, I realized losing weight, getting your health back on track is the most important thing you can do. Health is the most important thing you can focus on. So I was observing my husband, watching his habits, and his blood pressure medications weren't helping. Blood pressure was barely coming down. The metformin helped a little bit. But as I was watching his choices, he started working from home, and he would set his timer for 90 minutes. After 90 minutes, he would come upstairs and he'd have a snack. Maybe he'd have a yogurt and a banana. Then he'd go back down to the office, he'd work for 90 minutes, come back up, have another snack. Maybe it was an apple and a handful of pretzels. And then he would come up 90 minutes later, and then he would have lunch. And then he would do the same thing in the afternoon. And then he'd have supper, and then before bed, have a snack, even if it was healthy, like maybe popcorn, although it was sometimes ice cream too. So anyway, as I was watching this, I also at the hospital I work at, work with people who have diabetes. And one of the things that we do know is that blood sugars up and down all day long is not a good thing, because blood sugars up and down sends insulin up and down. So I said to him, wow, I'm noticing your pattern of eating. Let's just change it up a little bit. So we changed it up a little bit, and I had the final piece. So action steps, the wellness triangle. Second part is brain chemistry. And the third part is the pattern of eating needed to be changed. Way different from what we used to teach years ago. Help to control his blood sugar, help to control his blood pressure, his cholesterol improved, which is the perfect trifecta for heart disease. Blood sugar, blood cholesterol, and blood pressure. If they're all elevated, your risk of heart disease is definitely higher. So I put this together in a program, started teaching it, unbelievable results. My husband is down 40 pounds. He's kept it off for over a year, off of all of his medications. I truly believe this has saved his life. So I'm super excited to share this information with all of you. And the biggest thing is when my husband was down 20 pounds and he's standing on the scale, I said, can you eat like this for the rest of your life? And he said, yes. Beautiful. He was down another 10. He's down 30 pounds. He's standing on the scale celebrating. And I said, can you eat this way for the rest of your life? Yes. Then when he got down 40, I was a little bit nervous. I said, does it feel like a diet? He's like, no. And I said, can you eat like this for the rest of your life? And he said, yes. When he was down about 35-ish pounds, he did start to step up exercise a little bit because he was starting to look a little bit weak and frail. And it was like cherry on top. So excited. So one of the things I want you to know is that you are 100% responsible for everything in your life. You're 100% responsible for your health, for your body, for your energy level, and I can help you improve all of those. But you have to take responsibility for sure. I want you to be present as you watch each of these videos. I've broken them down into smaller sections, really taken the fluff out. This is pretty much follow the system and you will have positive results. Be coachable. Don't think, I've heard this before, or is this like so-and-so did? Start this with an empty cup, with a fresh, open mind, and just listen, follow the process. Try not to label it or be resistant, because some of the things we'll be talking about you have heard before, but it's really the combination of how everything comes together. Some people will say it's super hard to lose weight and even harder to keep it off. I'm here to challenge that for you. It is not hard to lose weight. It's transformation. It is forming new habits. The first week will be difficult, but it gets easier. Keeping the weight off, same thing I was asking my husband, can you do this forever? If you can do what you did once you lose the weight forever, the weight will stay off. I don't want you to go on a short-term restrictive diet and then regain the weight. So the bottom line problem is we're putting more calories into our body, into this little 2-inch by 2-inch hole in the front of your face than your body needs. And we are never really creating an emergency or a food shortage. We're never going to be standing on that desert island. So I'm going to teach you how to pull all of this together, from hormones to creating a food shortage to tapping into your stored body fat. I'm super excited to be your guide. If you do have questions, you can always reach out to me, and let's do this.